Hello everyone, welcome to Matthew Gardens the Globe, and this is our 2-week kiddie pool herbal garden update. Notice everything is thriving, and I'll have to do a little maintenance today and we'll talk about that, but everything is doing real well, the tomatoes especially. So it's been 2 weeks, and with rain I haven't had to refill the kiddie pool, but it's getting close. We got about 3/8 of an inch of water left in the base. So we're going to let this go dry one day, and then we'll refill to 2 inches. Now, mosquitoes have become a problem, and I knew that ahead of time coming in. So what I went and did is bought this. This is mosquito dunks, and under the ingredients, it's not going to focus here, I know it. Anyway, you're going to take my word for it. The active ingredient is a biological called BTI, or Bacillus thuringiensis, variety israeliensis. Yes, and that's an active culture. And for your kiddie pool, which is, I don't know, it's 6 or 8 square feet, but you have the bags in there displacing the water. What you're going to want to do is take one of these dunks and cut it up into 4, maybe 5 pieces. And when you do your refill, you're going to throw 1/4 or 1/5 of that into that water and swish it around at that 2-inch level, and that's good. The other thing we're talking about is doing our soil update. Now, as you know, the initial fill line was 1 inch, and now we're down 2 inches. Well, we're getting kind of low here. You know, soil settles and everything, but the plants don't know it. So if you're going to add new soil, what you want to do is, if you have a quality organic fertilizer, this is the time to put it on. And the amount is really up to you. I'm going to go for about 2 tablespoons of this organic HERBAL product on the base of the soil, and then I will top layer potting soil on top of it. The other product that I'm using today is by Fertilizer, which is Fertile Kelp, and it's from basically an algae blend. If you know this plant, if you've ever gone diving and seen this plant, there's lots of nutrients in kelp, and I really do believe in kelp, and I use quite a bit of it. So I'm going to use about 1/2 teaspoon of this along with this quality organic blend here, and put that in there. I might rough it up a little bit, but then I'm going to top dress it with just standard potting soil. And you know what brand this is, okay. So we won't get into that, but look at this. This thing is thriving. It is beautiful, and I think that I might even be harvesting some of this. Some of this stuff is starting to go to flower. This sage is just doing great. The parsley might even be bolting a little bit, so I might cut him down. But the main thing I'm doing this morning is a little tomato maintenance. Now, these are the clones. Black cherry, and here comes the flower set. And what you'll notice is below the flower set we have this big sturdy branch here. Well, we want to funnel the energy from that branch into those flowers because we want fruit production. We don't want a bigger plant. I'm going to have to stake these at some point. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to this sturdy branch, and we're going to cut it as high as we can, but not leaf a leaf, so it can branch out again. And then the energy of that stem is going to go back down and then up and help feed this. So any branching you have, cut those off. And this is also a very good spot that if you wanted to stake this up with a little pole, like a bamboo pole, there's something to stake to that's not going to hurt the main stem. So ideally, we have another clone here. If you wanted to go on and start a plant again, you would cut this off. The extra branches, 1, 2, and then maybe cut this top leaf on the right here in half, cut that one in half, and then you'd stick that into some rooting medium like a potting soil, and on you got more clones. But I don't need more tomatoes right now, so we're not going to do that. So look for side branching, and then we'll talk about fertilization of these flowers a little later. But let me go through and just hit this real quick for everybody. Now, a word about tomatoes. In the soil, you have blights, and especially after rains. And okay, this is a really big branch here. Again, you're going to cut it as high as you can, but not leaf a leaf. Leave me alone. So there's the branch there. So I'm going to cut right below that flower. See that? Boom. And that's a really good clone candidate. Look at that sucker. Oh God. You're going to leave that big barb there. And then any other branching, and you can clone any size. But we're talking about early blight. Well, we had a tremendous amount of rain. Here's another one here. And I think we got 3 inches in a day. Well, so in the big veggie garden where these clones came from, oh, here come some flowers now. Look at those. We got early blight came on ferociously. And the clones that I made over there are filled with blight. But these plants got over here and they got into this potting soil and away from the soil before the rainstorm, and they are blight free. So your blights are soil borne. They might blow in, but typically they're soil borne, and it's the water splashing in the dirt that spreads that stuff around. So you want to plant your tomatoes in different places every year. And these guys are free. And I don't see any aphids just yet, but we'll talk about pests down the line. So other than some staking, I've done my cutting here and redirect the energy of the plant into the flowers, because I want fruits. I don't want a lot of production here. And I'm going to have to battle these tomatoes to keep them contained anyway. We'll talk about that later. So anyway, so we've talked about the water, we've talked about mosquitoes, we've talked about a little bit of maintenance and the growth. We've talked about putting on a topping agent and some fertilizer, some organic fertilizer. And the only thing left to do now is some hydration, and everything's really well hydrated. And we're not going to do any of the water from the koi pond at all. But again, I don't see any pests at the moment. The kiddie pool herbal garden is cranking, and we'll do another update with the addition of the Walmart shopping bag for the center here, and we'll move these other 4 bags out of the way and put one down in the center, and we'll find something nifty to put in the center. I don't know what we're going to do. Oh, there's a mosquito right now. Yeah, so hopefully those mosquitoes go over and land in the koi pond, and the koi get some little extra nutrition. So that's the update of the Herbal Kiddie Pool Garden, everybody. Matthew Gardens the Globe. Plant it forward. Thanks, guys.